For almost 2 decades, teaching children manners has been a high calling for one Eastern North Carolina woman. Heather Burgess introduces us to a unique summer camp that not only teaches children to mind their P's and Q's, but does so with a distinctly Southern charm.
Etiquette is today, as it has always been, a code of behavior based on kindness, consideration, and unselfishness.
Here in Hertford, North Carolina, you'll see the typical sights and sounds of summer camp with swimming and tennis.
Drop, step, swing. Pretty, Master Joseph. That was good. Miss Isabella?
But at this camp, you'll also find unique doses of Southern hospitality.
Thank you, sugar. Thank you. All right, Miss Isabella, let's go pick up instead of bouncing, honey.
And lessons on good old-fashioned manners.
Writing letters to invite people to a tea party here.
I want the children so much to know to write little notes. I think that's kind of gone out too with texting.
For the past 19 years, 80-year-old Nancy Rasco has taught children to mind their manners at this overnight summer camp in her 200-year-old plantation home, just a field away from the Perquimans River.
I love that every time I come, she makes me feel comfortable.
Master Joseph, come on quickly. Hold your ball, don't hit any yet.
The children call her Miss Nancy, and along with her accomplished staff of former Manners Camp graduates, Miss Nancy takes these youngsters under her wing for a quaint course on living life with manners, etiquette, and consideration.
It struck me that maybe if we had house parties, they would have to act out their manners, and that we could then teach them to introduce by looking right in the person's eyes, and we could actually see them with their table manners and their napkins in their laps and their silverware over and over for 4 or 5 days.
Miss Nancy's campers usually come by word of mouth and from families with strong Southern ties to the Old North State.
It's not that we're well known. It's only because they have parents and grandparents and kinfolks that have North Carolina root or Virginia roots. I think that's how that happens.
Like brothers Milo and Matteo from Italy, whose grandmother lives in Virginia Beach.
It's really fun, and you have new experiences and you meet new friends.
Put these two corners.
You learn how to talk on the phone politely. You learn how to fold your bed, and you learn how even kind of ridiculous things like how to fold toilet paper.
You learn how to fold toilet paper.
Yeah.
You never know when you're going to use that one, huh?
No.
10-year-old Sadler Smith from Greenville came to camp with his best friend. And apparently Miss Nancy's reputation for a camp that mixes manners with a fun-filled time precedes her.
I was looking forward to coming to this camp. My mom kept on saying how great it was, and I almost knew that Miss Nancy was going to be great. Here's to down home.
They also learn conversation manners and the ability to speak in front of others by memorizing poems and sayings.
You know something? You have the best carrying voice. If I ever run for president of the United States, I'm going to call you up in Bologna, Italy, and say, Master Milo, will you come be my campaign manager? You're good. If we just shake hands and say, glad to meet you, and look down at the floor, or if we say thank you and don't call their names and don't look at them with love or shake hands with love, then it doesn't mean what it could and what it should.
Miss Nancy also enjoys teaching the younger crowd the fine art of dining. The children learn where to place the silver, china, and crystal, and how to be a gracious host.
What you're going to see how Miss Nancy teaches us at the dinner table how to eat certain foods. We've been eating different foods.
But they all don't seem to mind at the table. It's not easy for them, but they do it.
I think it's more fun with the boys because they're able to seat the young ladies. They're able to pull out the chairs for them, and they hold the door.
Camp counselor Mary Ivy Stewart first came to Manners Camp at the age of 8 years old. Mary Ivy says the life lessons she's learned from Miss Nancy go beyond setting the table.
When she talks to somebody or when she invests in these kids' lives, she's focused on them and wanting to change their life in such a short amount of time. But the neat thing is that she really does. And kids, that's why kids keep coming back, and parents and grandparents and families adore her.
And these days, just as certain manners seem to be gone like the wind, Miss Nancy hopes this unique experience of Southern hospitality will continue to inspire a new generation to always practice kindness and courtesy.
They know that this was a good thing for them to do, and therefore they feel good about themselves. That's my compliment.
Miss Nancy was the focus of a recent documentary called Miss Nancy Minds Their Manners. Throughout the year, you'll find her running a bed and breakfast in her 200-year-old antebellum home.